is from a federal. You will not be charged for this call. This call is from
Daniel Larson.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. You may begin speaking now.
Hello?
Hey, there's a major problem going on.
What's going on?
So, Griffin is not getting back to me. Bob is not getting back to me still. My public defender keeps lying to me about Grace completely. But on top of it, Griffin, I think 2 days ago now, confirmed with me. Have you seen the post on social media from Grace directly? Okay. And it says, fuck ass Bob is what it says.
Yeah.
That was really Grace. And the reason why she was saying it was because Bob wasn't getting me housing. She was angry and pissed because I was on the streets getting misdemeanor charges, and I was being lied to by the public defenders and the law enforcement, saying that my relationship with Grace wasn't real. And so now that the relationship is confirmed real with Griffin, ever since then, Bob has gone completely silent. Won't answer any calls. I'm not getting money on my books. I got in trouble here at the jail from commissary because I put in commissary slips without any money on my books because Bob just won't answer the calls. So I got in big trouble with commissary over that. And then also other inmates now are buying me commissary, which I owe them back. So issues are starting to show up. And not only that, because I pleaded guilty to all the misdemeanor charges for being lied to, pretty much, because the only reason why I pleaded guilty to the misdemeanor charges to begin with over the course of my life was because I was told that Grace's relationship wasn't real and the courts would get me housing, which is why they ordered the housing through probation. Which probation, as soon as Grace came forward and said, no, the relationship is real, it's your guys' fault, you guys aren't getting him housing. Then it became this war back and forth of he said, she said. So I shouldn't have pled guilty to anything. And now, here I am in the feds, and the feds are refusing to release me from my understanding. And my public defender says in January he's going to move to drop the charges because they have evidence to prove I'm innocent. But my public defender is saying the relationship with Grace never happened and was never even real. And I told him, like, why did Grace leak on social media the fuck-ass Bob post?
This call is from a federal prison.
And why is she posting about me and all this crazy stuff? You see what I mean? And he got pissed off at me, hung up the phone on me, and is refusing to speak to me now.
Why does he keep denying the relationship with Grace?
I don't know. I have no clue why everybody is denying the relationship with Grace, and Grace is the only one that keeps coming forward time and time after again. And Tina is, of course, concerned about future legal obligations. Well, the legal obligations has to do because the relationship was real, and I've been sitting here pleading guilty to shit all along. And Bob wants me to cut ties with Griffin, but Griffin just also confirmed with me that he's been in contact with Bob for years. So they've been talking behind my back. And now all of a sudden they're like, oh, but you have to cut ties with Griffin. Fuck no. Like, there's no law, there's no nothing that says I have to cut ties with my family.
Yeah.
So I'm being thrown around in this crazy loop, and I came forward yesterday to psychology saying that, like, this is illegal. That's what's going on towards me, and it's getting to a point to where it's really, like, I demand mental health treatment once I get out because I'm affected.
So what are Bob and Griffin doing behind your back?
Apparently, it's the phone calls that are getting leaked. Tina's pissed off at it. Bob's pissed off at it. My lawyer's pissed off at it. But in my legal discovery, it straight up says that the courts can record the calls. So they're the ones leaking it, not Grace, not the feds. I mean, well, it's the feds and the courts, but it's not Grace and it's not Griffin.
So
you see what I mean?
So it's Bob?
No, it's the courts and the feds that are leaking the calls, because it's in my legal discovery.
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing that you told me, where the fans are just getting it off this website because of the new law that got put in place a couple years back.
Yeah. So
that's how they're getting it, and what's crazy is I'm being blamed for that. I'm being blamed for that law. Like, what?
Who's blaming you for it?
Bob.
Oh, God.
You see what I mean? Bob is like, if this ends up on social media, this call, and then I will stop contact. Well, he stopped contact. Now Griffin has stopped contact. And this is going on 3 days in a row or whatever, me not getting a hold of him.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, my public defender is like, oh, but we're dropping the case in January. If they're dropping the case in January, they should drop it today.
Yeah. And Bob just needs to step up to the plate and get the money back on your books and get you
right,
housing
because
and stuff.
It's ruining not only my life at this point, but my public defender's now not believing shit because of it. I don't know if that's the exact what's going on there, but it's clear that like what's going on is just not okay.
Yeah.
I'm 100% innocent, and I should be out, let alone being lied to about my own fucking family at this point.
This call is from a federal prison.
A lawsuit on top of a lawsuit against the feds.
Yeah, definitely. So I was reading it more into the BOP's new phone policy in January. If you're still in, hopefully you're not, but if you are, it says that you can still get free calls if you're in programming.
Well, I'm not going to be in programming because my case is supposed to get dropped. But that is an issue. That's a big issue. They're just fucking everything over. Completely.
Yeah. I don't know what Bob's and Griffin's deal is, but they're...
And Griffin is saying he wants me out before Christmas. But my public defender is like, nope, that's not going to happen. You're going to be transferred to Springfield. Well, the thing is, I'm not going to be transferred to Springfield, and they have to drop the case since I've been lied to about my fiance, which is why I made the threats and was homeless, and Bob wasn't getting me housing because he didn't know what to believe. Nobody knew what to believe.
Yeah, and I don't know what's going on with Grace. Why is she not signing up for, a visit or something?
Well, I don't know either, but there's something big going on. And I believe it's because of legal obligations, like Tina was saying, because of how bad things have become.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. It's not right. And what's stupid is even if I'm in the feds, because I pleaded guilty to the misdemeanors, like the criminal trespasses when I was homeless, when I was being lied to about my relationship, now I'm sitting in here suffering. Because, you see what I mean? They're going to give me full time for the probation.
Yeah.
But for a crime that I really never committed, just because I was homeless and I'm trying to sleep on a fucking sidewalk, doesn't mean shit.
But you've discharged off probation for the misdemeanors now, right?
No.
You're still on probation in there, so...
Yeah.
Oh,
so
sure.
if this gets dropped, I don't know if I'm going to have to go into to the county jails. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, you might be a probation hold or something. Do you know when you discharge off probation?
Nope, I don't.
Oh.
And like I said, my public defender won't tell me shit.
Yeah, I don't know what his problem is.
Won't tell me anything. So And then he just claims it on the fact I'm incompetent.
Yeah, and
he can't do that.
Yeah.
He has to tell me what's going on, let alone if I have proof that the relationship's real. He can't call me a liar. He can't. And then by him calling me a liar, no wonder I go back in my cell and start punching myself in my face and start, hitting myself until I bleed or something, just because I'm being lied to.
Yeah, he's constantly saying the relationship is fake, and I don't know what his problem is.
And I know the opposite, but being lied to, I don't know why, and that's what's affecting my mental health. You see what I mean? Like, this is just all fucked up.
Yeah. I've been trying to text Bob. He hasn't been answering.
Well, and Griffin told me he was texting Bob, too, because of the relationship with Grace being real. And like I said, Bob just went completely dead silent. And Tina's telling me just to lay low and not worry about the relationship and worry about getting out. But as soon as I said that, Tina said that, and I started talking to my public defender again, because he started coming into the picture, he just started arguing with me on the phone, creating this big fight over the phone. And I'm like, weird.
Huh. I don't know, maybe Tina's telling you to not worry about the relationship because she's trying to sabotage the relationship.
I don't know, but it's really, really affecting me at this point, and it's only making things worse. Like, I've syndicated into psychology now, demanding that my case gets dropped and I get mental health treatment once I'm out, because being incarcerated, let alone being lied to, is affecting my mental health so much.
I don't know.
And on top of that, it sounds like Bob all of a sudden wants me to put out more music on distribution, but my public defender told me my career's over. My career is over, meaning that I'm going to plead guilty to something, like a felony or something.
He can't force you to plead guilty.
But then he can't. And then, on top of that, he says, but in January, we're going to move to drop the case. Well, dropping the case, we already know what that means, dropping the charges. Yeah. So why doesn't he just drop the charges now? I don't care if it's, the prosecutor, because he told me, the prosecutor said in January. That's what he told me, along with you. But I believe that if they're saying that they're going to drop the charges, they already know I'm innocent. So since they know I'm innocent, they just need to drop the charges now, because Grace wanted to be here for my birthday. And that got canceled because I was in custody. And Grace also can't come visit me because of the BOP rules.
What are the rules?
They have to be, either married or they have to be on paper. Meaning that the relationship has to be already, on paper, like marriage. And since we're not on paper, she can't come here.
But she
Bob
could marry
also
you in
can't
jail,
come here
though.
because he's not on paper.
But Grace could get married with you in jail, couldn't she?
She could, but I don't think she wants that. She wants an engagement cruise to Hawaii and to Disney, and then she wants our wedding, I think she was saying something like in the UK or Japan or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know, but at least she could answer the phone or something. You could call her, but she doesn't seem like she's doing anything.
But anyways, I gotta go. This entire situation's all messed up, and things are not making sense along with the relationship, let alone being lied to. I'm kind of to a point I'm having enough of it.
Yeah, definitely. We got to figure out what's going on with Griffin and Bob behind your back, too.
Yeah. Anyways, I gotta go, okay?
All right, talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye.